Good morning, good afternoon to all. Welcome to this second edition of 1 Minute with the CEO. Today, I have a great pleasure to be here with you with Svein Holsether, President and CEO of Yara International of Norway. Svein, welcome. So let me ask you a couple of quick questions. First of all, the potential for soil to sequester carbon and mitigate against climate change is a topic that's coming up a lot lately. What is Yara paying attention to in this space?
Well, I think this is incredibly exciting, and I think we have to rethink how we reward farmers, that we think about them as both being hunger fighters and also being carbon capturers. And I believe that when we put a price on emissions, we also put a value on nature. And I just the other day read this report that it's only going to cost about 4% or $400 billion to decarbonize the whole food system. And you know, in the big scheme of things, that's such a small amount that it would almost be embarrassing if we can't make that happen. So we're digging into this, and we've launched businesses like Agoro to create a carbon marketplace, and we're working with clean ammonia and other opportunities in order to drive this Alzbeta.
Thank you, Svein. So you mentioned decarbonization, and Yara has a very ambitious target to be climate neutral very soon by 2050. So transitioning to green ammonia production is a key focus for you. Where is Yara on this journey?
Yeah, so we've been working on reducing our emissions for a long time, and we've already cut our emissions by 45%, and we have a zero emission target. So, you know, if Yara was a country, we would already be on track to reach the Paris Agreement, but we're not, and we see that more is needed in order to reach it. So we're doing what we can to reduce our own emissions further, but also to contribute to other parts of the food system and society, and in that sense to think differently about how we produce ammonia, going from natural gas to use renewable energy is one such thing, and to bring scale to it. And by bringing scale, we bring down the cost, and then we also look at the demand part of it. And we're doing that together with other players like Statkraft, the biggest renewable energy company in Europe, and with Aker, an engineering company. So we're doing whatever we can to produce the product, but in parallel, we're also doing work to create the market for this.
Great. Svein, when you talked about soil carbon, you talked about farmers, and you talked about what needs to happen for the farmer. So we know that Yara has an initiative called Action Africa, Thriving Farms, Thriving Future, that enabled some 2 million smallholder farmers in East Africa to get agronomic advice, and for 250,000 of them to grow food for many, many people, thanks to your donation of 40,000 tons of fertilizers. Tell us about your strategy in Africa.
Well, we've been in Africa for a long time, and this Action Africa program was really a direct response to conversations I had with David Beasley in the World Food Program in the early days of the pandemic to see what could we do, and his initial response was, well, make sure fertilizer reaches the farmers. But we continued the discussions, and we could do more than that. So as part of a relief program, we donated 40,000 tons of premium fertilizers. But we also wanted to make it something more than just a one-time donation but also to help farmers with agronomic advice. We made a digital platform connected with 2 million farmers. And when I see the outcome of the for the 250,000 farmers that got fertilizer, they were able to produce more food, or the additional yield was enough to provide food for 1 million people for a year. So that says something about the power of what fertilizers and agronomic advice can do. And when we help farmers to get this first step, they become more profitable and then more sustainable by themselves as well. But this is still something that is keeping me up at night. I see an increase in hunger, so we are working on the version 2 of this, and I'd like to get more on board as well, that we do this as a joint effort to reduce world hunger.
Thank you, Svein. So it's about a farmer getting them started to produce food. It's about a farmer being compensated for what they do right on a farm and to feed the world. And it's about decarbonization at your factories. Svein, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.